Introduction: chronic inflammation is at the root of many age-related diseases, including arthritis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and even some cancers. As we age, our bodies become more susceptible to systemic inflammation due to hormonal changes, decreased physical activity, and the cumulative effects of a lifetime of dietary choices. Fortunately, the foods we eat can either fan the flames of inflammation or help put them out. If you're over 50 and looking to protect your health, reduce joint pain, boost energy, and enhance longevity, transitioning to an anti-inflammatory diet is one of the most powerful steps you can take. In this comprehensive guide from Thrive Sphere, we'll explore the science of inflammation, break down what foods to embrace, which ones to avoid, and how to build a sustainable lifestyle that supports a vibrant, pain-free life. Chapter 1: Understanding Inflammation. Inflammation is one of the body's most important defense mechanisms. At its core, inflammation is the immune system's way of protecting us from harmful invaders like bacteria, viruses, and toxins. When you get a cut, experience a sprain, or catch a cold, your immune system springs into action. It releases a cascade of white blood cells and chemical messengers called cytokines to isolate the injury or infection, clear out damaged cells, and initiate the healing process. This type of inflammation is known as acute inflammation, and it's vital to our survival. You can usually recognize acute inflammation by the telltale signs: redness, swelling, heat, and pain in the affected area. These symptoms are your body's way of signaling that the healing process is underway. Once the threat is neutralized and the tissue is repaired, the inflammatory response naturally shuts down. But what happens when the inflammation doesn't turn off? That's when we enter the territory of chronic inflammation, a silent, smoldering fire that burns slowly throughout the body. Unlike acute inflammation, chronic inflammation isn't always visible or painful, which makes it harder to detect. Yet it's incredibly destructive over time. The hidden danger of chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation occurs when the immune system continues to send out inflammatory signals even when there's no injury or infection to fight. Instead of protecting the body, this persistent state begins to attack healthy tissues and cells, contributing to the development and progression of many age-related diseases. Scientific studies over the last 2 decades have made it clear: chronic, low-grade inflammation is a major driver of aging and disease. It accelerates what researchers now call inflammaging, a process where inflammation itself becomes one of the key reasons we age faster and get sick more easily. Conditions linked to chronic inflammation. Cardiovascular disease. Chronic inflammation contributes to the formation of plaques in the arteries, atherosclerosis, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Type 2 diabetes. Inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, are often elevated in individuals with insulin resistance and diabetes. Autoimmune disorders. Conditions like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Hashimoto's thyroiditis are characterized by an immune system that mistakenly attacks its own tissues. Joint disorders. Inflammation in the joints causes pain, stiffness, and degeneration in osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. Neurodegenerative diseases. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease have strong inflammatory components, with chronic inflammation implicated in the death of neurons and cognitive decline. Certain cancers. Inflammation can promote tumor growth by damaging DNA and supporting an environment that allows cancer cells to thrive. What causes chronic inflammation? There isn't a single cause, but rather a combination of lifestyle, environmental, and dietary factors that continuously provoke the immune system. Some of the most common contributors include poor diet. Diets high in refined sugars, processed foods, trans fats, and artificial additives stimulate inflammatory pathways in the body. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of physical activity slows down metabolism, weakens circulation, and promotes inflammatory markers. Chronic stress. Elevated cortisol levels from prolonged stress impair immune regulation and increase systemic inflammation. Smoking and alcohol. These habits introduce toxins that damage cells and promote oxidative stress, fueling inflammation. Sleep deprivation. Inadequate sleep affects immune function and has been shown to increase inflammatory markers like interleukin-6, Illinois-6. Exposure to environmental toxins. Pollution. Pesticides, heavy metals, and plastics are increasingly recognized as hidden triggers of inflammation in the modern world. Why this matters after age 50. After the age of 50, the body's natural anti-inflammatory mechanisms begin to decline, while the likelihood of developing inflammatory diseases increases. Hormonal changes, such as decreased estrogen or testosterone, can also reduce the body's ability to control inflammation effectively. Furthermore, cellular aging itself contributes to inflammation. Senescent cells, aged cells that no longer function properly but refuse to die, release pro-inflammatory substances known as SASP, senescence-associated secretory phenotype, which can accelerate tissue damage and dysfunction. This creates a vicious cycle. Aging leads to more inflammation, and inflammation accelerates aging. The good news? You can break the cycle. One of the most powerful tools we have to fight chronic inflammation is nutrition. What you put on your plate every day can either act as fuel for the fire or as water to extinguish it. Numerous studies have shown that adopting an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in whole, unprocessed foods and low in pro-inflammatory triggers, can dramatically reduce inflammation, slow down aging, and prevent or manage chronic diseases. In fact, many people report experiencing less joint pain, better digestion, improved mental clarity, more energy, better sleep, enhanced immune resilience. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Small, consistent changes in what you eat can have a profound effect on how you feel and function, especially after 50. Chapter 2: Signs of Chronic Inflammation. One of the most dangerous aspects of chronic inflammation is how quietly it develops. Unlike a sprained ankle or a cold, which are obvious and short-lived, chronic inflammation builds slowly and often silently. It can simmer beneath the surface for years, even decades, before revealing itself through more serious health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or cognitive decline. But your body is wise, and if you listen closely, it gives you signals that something isn't right. Early warning signs of chronic inflammation. Many people chalk up these symptoms to getting older, but in truth, they are not normal signs of aging. They are often indicators that your body is fighting an internal battle. Small blue diamond 1. Persistent fatigue. If you're feeling drained or sluggish most days, even after a good night's sleep, chronic inflammation could be the culprit. Inflammatory cytokines interfere with your cell's ability to produce energy efficiently, leading to feelings of exhaustion and decreased motivation. This kind of fatigue isn't just physical, it can affect your mood, your concentration, and your ability to engage with life. Small blue diamond 2. Brain fog and memory lapses. Do you often find yourself forgetting why you walked into a room? Struggling to recall names or words? Difficulty concentrating or staying mentally sharp is another red flag. Chronic inflammation can affect neurotransmitters and reduce blood flow to the brain, impairing cognitive function over time. This is especially concerning after age 50, when the risk of conditions like Alzheimer's increases, and inflammation is a known contributing factor. Small blue diamond 3. Joint pain and stiffness. Aching knees. Stiff hands in the morning. Trouble bending, stretching, or walking upstairs. These aren't just signs of getting old, they're common symptoms of systemic inflammation affecting the joints. Inflammation breaks down cartilage and connective tissue, accelerating conditions like osteoarthritis and even contributing to autoimmune joint diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. Small blue diamond 4. Digestive distress. Your gut is ground zero for inflammation. An unhealthy diet, antibiotics, chronic stress, or food sensitivities can all disrupt the delicate balance of bacteria in your digestive tract, leading to bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, or acid reflux. This is often referred to as leaky gut syndrome, when the lining of the intestines becomes more permeable, allowing undigested food particles, toxins, and microbes into the bloodstream. This triggers an immune response and ongoing inflammation, which can spiral into larger health issues. Small blue diamond 5. Skin problems. Your skin is a mirror of your internal health. Inflammatory conditions like acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, and unexplained rashes or redness often indicate a deeper imbalance. These symptoms are not just superficial, they can be signals of inflammation in the gut, liver, or immune system. Small blue diamond 6. Frequent infections or slow wound healing. Are you constantly getting sick or taking longer than usual to recover from cuts, bruises, or respiratory infections? Chronic inflammation weakens the immune system over time. Your body is so busy managing systemic inflammation that it becomes less responsive to real threats, whether they're viral, bacterial, or physical injuries. Small blue diamond 7. Unexplained weight gain, especially around the abdomen. One of the most visible signs of chronic inflammation is abdominal fat. This type of fat, known as visceral fat, doesn't just sit there, it actively releases inflammatory compounds that further fuel inflammation. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. Inflammation promotes fat storage, and fat storage worsens inflammation. You may also notice that it's harder to lose weight than it used to be, even with diet and exercise. That's because inflammation can interfere with hormones that regulate hunger, like leptin and ghrelin, and metabolism, like insulin, pushing your body into a state of imbalance. Small blue diamond 8. Mood changes and anxiety. Did you know that inflammation can influence your mental health? Chronic low-grade inflammation has been linked to depression, anxiety, and irritability. Inflammatory cytokines can alter brain chemistry, reduce serotonin levels, and increase stress hormone activity. If your mood feels off for no clear reason, inflammation may be affecting your neurological and hormonal balance. Small blue diamond 9. Puffy face or eyes, swollen fingers. Systemic inflammation can cause fluid retention, leading to puffiness around the eyes or a swollen, doughy feeling in your hands and joints. This is often most noticeable in the morning and may be accompanied by stiffness that eases slightly as the day goes on. Small blue diamond 10. Diagnosed silent conditions. Even if you don't have major symptoms, your blood work might tell another story. Common signs of silent inflammation include elevated C-reactive protein, CRP, elevated homocysteine, elevated fibrinogen, high fasting insulin or HbA1c. These lab markers are often elevated before chronic disease is diagnosed, making them valuable early warning signs. Why these signs matter more after 50. Once we pass 50, the body naturally becomes more susceptible to low-grade inflammation. This is due to several factors. Slower metabolism, age-related hormonal changes, increased oxidative stress, decreased ability to repair damaged tissue, less efficient detoxification. This makes it even more important to pay close attention to the subtle signals your body is sending. Symptoms that may seem minor today could be the early signs of something far more serious down the road. Diet, the first line of defense. The good news? One of the most powerful ways to reduce inflammation and relieve these symptoms is by changing the way you eat. An anti-inflammatory diet isn't about deprivation or cutting out everything you love. It's about nourishing your body with foods that calm the immune system, reduce oxidative stress, and support healing from the inside out. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the worst foods for inflammation, the ones that keep the fire burning. Then, we'll show you exactly what to eat to soothe that fire and thrive at any age. Chapter 3: Anti-Inflammatory Superfoods. When it comes to healing chronic inflammation, your kitchen is your first line of defense. While certain foods can ignite inflammation, others have the power to extinguish it. These anti-inflammatory superfoods work by calming the immune system, reducing oxidative stress, improving gut health, and balancing hormones, all of which are essential for vibrant health after 50. Let's take a deep dive into the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods and how they work to restore your health from the inside out. Small blue diamond 1. Fatty fish. Examples: wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, herring. Fatty fish are among the most potent anti-inflammatory foods on the planet, thanks to their high content of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These essential fats directly reduce the production of inflammatory substances like cytokines and prostaglandins. Research shows that regular consumption of fatty fish can lower levels of CRP, C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation. Reduce the risk of heart disease, Alzheimer's, and arthritis. Improve mood and reduce symptoms of depression. Electric light bulb tip: aim for 2 to 3 servings per week. Choose wild-caught fish whenever possible to avoid toxins like mercury and PCBs found in farmed fish. Small blue diamond 2. Leafy green vegetables. Examples: spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, collard greens. These vibrant greens are nutritional powerhouses, packed with fiber, vitamins A, C, and K, magnesium, and polyphenols, all of which support immune regulation and detoxification. Leafy greens help to neutralize free radicals with antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene. Support liver function for more effective toxin clearance. Provide magnesium, which is known to regulate the inflammatory response. Electric light bulb tip: steam, saute, or blend into smoothies. Aim for at least 1 serving of leafy greens per day. Small blue diamond 3. Berries. Examples: blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. Small but mighty, berries are one of the most antioxidant-rich fruits. They're packed with anthocyanins, which give them their deep colors and powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Berries can improve insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar, enhance brain function and reduce age-related cognitive decline, protect cells from oxidative damage and inflammation. Electric light bulb tip: add a handful of fresh or frozen berries to oatmeal, yogurt, or salads. Go organic when possible to avoid pesticide residues. Small blue diamond 4. Nuts and seeds. Examples: walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. Nuts and seeds are rich in healthy fats, plant protein, fiber, and essential micronutrients like magnesium, zinc, and selenium, all known to help reduce inflammation. For example, walnuts are high in omega-3 ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, which protects cells from oxidative stress. Chia and flax seeds offer both fiber and plant-based omega-3s. Electric light bulb tip: eat a small handful of raw, unsalted nuts daily or sprinkle seeds into smoothies, yogurt, or salads. Store seeds in the fridge to maintain freshness. Small blue diamond 5. Extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. EVOO is the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet and one of the most studied anti-inflammatory fats. It contains a unique compound called oleocanthal, which has a similar mechanism of action to ibuprofen, reducing inflammatory enzymes in the body. Olive oil has been shown to lower CRP levels, protect the brain against cognitive decline, improve cardiovascular health and lower LDL cholesterol. Electric light bulb tip: use EVOO for salad dressings, drizzling over roasted vegetables, or low-heat cooking. Store in a cool, dark place and avoid buying in clear plastic bottles. Small blue diamond 6. Turmeric, with black pepper. Turmeric's active compound, curcumin, is one of nature's most powerful natural anti-inflammatories. It works by inhibiting NFB, a molecule that triggers inflammation at the cellular level. However, curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own, but when combined with black pepper, which contains piperine, its absorption increases by up to 2,000%. Turmeric helps to relieve joint pain and stiffness, protect against neurodegenerative diseases, support detoxification and liver function. Electric light bulb tip: add turmeric to soups, stews, or golden milk. Look for supplements that include piperine for maximum bioavailability. Small blue diamond 7. Green tea. Green tea contains EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, a polyphenol with extraordinary antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Studies show that EGCG can reduce inflammation in joints, muscles, and skin, lower the risk of heart disease and some cancers, Enhance fat metabolism and support weight loss. Electric light bulb tip: drink 2 to 3 cups of organic green tea per day. Matcha, a powdered form of green tea, offers an even more concentrated dose of EGCG. Small blue diamond 8. Legumes. Examples: lentils, black beans, chickpeas, kidney beans. Legumes are loaded with fiber, plant protein, and a variety of polyphenols that nourish gut bacteria and help regulate the immune response. They also stabilize blood sugar levels and prevent insulin spikes. Provide magnesium and folate, both involved in cellular repair. Support satiety, helping with healthy weight management. Electric light bulb tip: rinse canned legumes thoroughly to remove excess sodium. Try incorporating lentil soups, bean salads, or hummus into your meals. Small blue diamond 9. Cruciferous vegetables. Examples: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, bok choy. These vegetables contain glucosinolates, sulfur-containing compounds that help support detoxification and reduce inflammatory markers like Illinois-6 and TNF-alpha. Cruciferous veggies also protect against hormone-related cancers. Support liver function and hormonal balance. Feed beneficial gut bacteria. Electric light bulb tip: lightly steam or roast to reduce bitterness and preserve nutrients. Add a squeeze of lemon or a splash of EVOO for flavor and absorption. Small blue diamond 10. Fermented foods. Examples: yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, tempeh. A healthy gut is one of your strongest defenses against inflammation, and fermented foods are the best way to restore and maintain a diverse microbiome. Fermented foods provide beneficial probiotics that modulate the immune system. Enhance digestion and nutrient absorption. Reduce intestinal inflammation and leaky gut syndrome. Electric light bulb tip: choose naturally fermented options without added sugars or preservatives. Start slowly if you're new to fermented foods to allow your gut to adjust. The big picture. These anti-inflammatory superfoods don't just reduce pain or prevent disease, they help you feel more alive. More energy. Sharper focus. Better digestion. Less pain. Clearer skin. Improved mood. A more vibrant you. But remember, consistency is key. No single food is a magic bullet. It's the overall pattern of your diet that matters most. Make these foods a regular part of your daily meals, and you'll be feeding your body the tools it needs to heal itself. You're not just eating for today, you're eating for the decades ahead. Chapter 4: Foods that trigger inflammation. While anti-inflammatory foods act as your body's allies in the fight against chronic disease, some foods do just the opposite: they ignite and sustain inflammation. Consuming these regularly, especially after age 50, can fuel a host of health issues including joint pain, weight gain, insulin resistance, gut dysfunction, and even neurodegeneration. Think of chronic inflammation like a slow-burning fire in your body, and these foods are like tossing gasoline on the flames. If you're serious about reducing pain, boosting energy, and preventing age-related disease, cutting out or minimizing these culprits is critical. Let's break down the biggest offenders. Fire 1. Processed meats. Examples: bacon, sausages, hot dogs, salami, ham, pepperoni, deli meats. Processed meats are among the most inflammatory foods you can consume, especially as you age. These meats undergo curing, smoking, or chemical preservation to extend shelf life, and during this process, harmful compounds form, including nitrites and nitrates, which can convert into carcinogenic nitrosamines. Advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which form when meats are cooked at high temperatures. Sodium and preservatives, which disrupt gut and immune health. Heavy exclamation mark symbol studies have linked high consumption of processed meats to increased levels of CRP, C-reactive protein, higher risk of heart disease, greater likelihood of colon cancer, worsened symptoms in autoimmune and inflammatory conditions. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Choose fresh, unprocessed meats like organic chicken, turkey, or wild-caught fish. Limit red meat to occasional servings, and avoid charred or overcooked cuts. Fire 2. Refined carbohydrates. Examples: white bread, pasta, white rice, pastries, cookies, sugary cereals, crackers. Refined or simple carbs are stripped of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals, leaving behind starchy calories that digest quickly and spike your blood sugar. Frequent blood sugar spikes lead to insulin resistance, increased fat storage, particularly visceral fat, higher production of AGEs, which directly increase inflammation and oxidative stress. In older adults, insulin resistance is a major driver of inflammation-related diseases like type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even Alzheimer's disease, sometimes called type 3 diabetes. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Replace refined carbs with whole grains like oats, quinoa, buckwheat, brown rice, and sprouted breads. These contain fiber and nutrients that help regulate blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Fire 3. Added sugars. Examples: soda, candy, ice cream, energy drinks, baked goods, sweetened yogurt, flavored coffee drinks, barbecue, and ketchup sauces. Sugar is perhaps the most inflammatory substance in the modern diet. The average adult consumes over 17 teaspoons of added sugar per day, far more than the recommended limit of 6 teaspoons, 25 grams, for women and 38 grams, for men. High sugar intake promotes weight gain and visceral fat. Increases insulin levels, promoting cellular stress. Fuels the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Disrupts the balance of gut bacteria, weakening immune function. Additionally, sugar consumption has been strongly linked to depression and anxiety, hormonal imbalance, accelerated aging of the skin and brain. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Satisfy sweet cravings with naturally sweet foods like berries, apples, and dates. Use cinnamon, vanilla, or stevia as healthier flavor enhancers. Fire 4. Trans fats. Examples: margarine, shortening, microwave popcorn, packaged pastries, frozen pizzas, fried fast food. Trans fats, also known as partially hydrogenated oils, are among the most damaging fats for your body. Though banned in many countries, trace amounts still lurk in ultra-processed foods. These fats increase LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, damage blood vessels and increase the risk of heart attacks, trigger systemic inflammation and immune dysfunction. Trans fats are particularly harmful to the endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels, which becomes more fragile and inflamed as we age. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Use healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, ghee, and coconut oil. Always read ingredient labels and avoid anything with partially hydrogenated oil. Fire 5. Excessive alcohol. Examples: beer, wine, cocktails, spirits, especially in large or daily quantities. While moderate alcohol intake may offer some cardiovascular benefits, mainly from red wine's resveratrol, excessive consumption has the opposite effect. Alcohol is a known irritant to the gut, liver, pancreas, and brain. Excessive drinking can increase gut permeability, aka a leaky gut, leading to immune overreaction. Create inflammatory byproducts during alcohol metabolism. Damage liver cells, contributing to fatty liver and cirrhosis. Increase cortisol, a stress hormone that worsens inflammation. Even small amounts can be harmful for individuals already struggling with joint pain, autoimmune disease, or gastrointestinal issues. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? If you drink, do so in moderation, ideally, no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men. Consider swapping alcohol for kombucha, herbal teas, or sparkling water with lemon and herbs. Fire 6. Highly processed and packaged foods. Examples: chips, instant noodles, frozen dinners, flavored rice or pasta packets, sugary granola bars, meal replacement shakes. These foods are convenient, but they come at a cost. Ultra-processed items are often filled with artificial preservatives, flavor enhancers (MSG), artificial sweeteners, synthetic emulsifiers and colorants, inflammatory oils and starches. These chemical additives disrupt the gut microbiome, impair digestion, confuse hunger hormones, and overwhelm the liver, all of which can set the stage for long-term inflammation. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Choose real, whole foods whenever possible. Meal prep on weekends to reduce the temptation to rely on packaged convenience foods. Fire 7. Vegetable oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. Examples: corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, cottonseed oil, canola oil, when refined, safflower oil. Not all fats are created equal. While omega-6 fatty acids are essential in small amounts, the modern Western diet contains them in excessive quantities. These oils dominate processed foods and restaurant cooking. The problem? The optimal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 should be around 4:1 or lower, but most people today consume a ratio closer to 20:1. This imbalance drives the production of arachidonic acid, a precursor to inflammatory compounds, displaces omega-3s from the diet, reducing their anti-inflammatory effects, increases the risk of inflammatory diseases like arthritis, heart disease, and asthma. Electric light bulb: what to do instead? Favor oils rich in omega-3s or monounsaturated fats, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, flaxseed oil, cold-pressed, and walnut oil. Avoid deep-fried or processed foods cooked in cheap industrial oils. Inflammation doesn't discriminate, but you can take control. Eliminating inflammatory foods doesn't mean eliminating joy. In fact, many people report feeling better than they have in years after just a few weeks of removing these harmful items. Remember, inflammation is at the root of nearly every chronic illness, and what you put on your plate is either contributing to that fire or putting it out. In the next chapter, we'll help you make the transition even easier by outlining a day in the life of an anti-inflammatory eater after 50, including delicious meal ideas, snack swaps, and practical tips to make this lifestyle sustainable for the long term. Chapter 5: Building your anti-inflammatory plate. Creating a sustainable, anti-inflammatory way of eating doesn't mean giving up flavor, satisfaction, or variety. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you start eating with inflammation in mind, you open the door to colorful, nutrient-dense foods that nourish your cells, soothe your joints, and protect your brain and heart as you age. Think of your plate as a healing canvas. Every color, every spice, and every bite plays a role in lowering inflammation and supporting long-term wellness. Let's break down a full day of anti-inflammatory meals, explaining the why behind every choice and how each ingredient helps support your body, especially after 50. Sunrise breakfast, a calming start to your morning. Example: steel-cut oats topped with chia seeds, blueberries, and a spoonful of almond butter. Green tea or matcha latte, unsweetened, made with almond or oat milk. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it works. Steel-cut oats are a whole grain rich in beta-glucan fiber, which supports gut health, regulates blood sugar, and lowers cholesterol, all crucial for reducing inflammation. Chia seeds provide omega-3 fatty acids, which are known to counterbalance pro-inflammatory omega-6 in the diet. Blueberries are antioxidant powerhouses, packed with anthocyanins that help fight oxidative stress and reduce CRP, a key marker of inflammation. Almond butter delivers healthy monounsaturated fats and magnesium, which helps modulate inflammatory responses in the body. Green tea contains epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, a polyphenol that calms inflammation, supports brain health, and boosts metabolism. Electric light bulb pro tip: add a dash of cinnamon to your oats. It helps regulate blood sugar and adds a natural sweetness without the need for sugar. Salad lunch, midday fuel with omega-3s and antioxidants. Example: grilled wild salmon or organic tofu. Served on a bed of mixed leafy greens, arugula, spinach, kale. Olive oil vinaigrette with lemon juice, garlic, and mustard. Side of quinoa salad with cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, parsley, and a drizzle of tahini. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it works. Wild-caught salmon is one of the richest dietary sources of omega-3s, EPA and DHA, which help reduce systemic inflammation, support brain health, and ease joint stiffness. Tofu provides plant-based protein and phytoestrogens, which may help modulate inflammation, especially in postmenopausal women. Dark leafy greens are loaded with folate, vitamin C, and chlorophyll, all of which help detoxify and reduce inflammation. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenols and oleocanthal, a natural compound that has been compared to ibuprofen in its anti-inflammatory action. Quinoa is a gluten-free grain with a complete protein profile, supporting muscle maintenance and steady energy. It's also packed with magnesium and fiber. Colorful vegetables like tomatoes and cucumbers contain antioxidants and hydration-supporting minerals that keep cells calm and nourished. Electric light bulb pro tip: always massage raw kale with a bit of lemon juice and olive oil to make it more digestible and flavorful. Spoon snack: anti-inflammatory boost without the crash. Example: a handful of walnuts, or a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with raspberries and a sprinkle of ground flaxseed. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it works. Walnuts are another great source of plant-based omega-3s, plus they contain polyphenols that help fight oxidative damage. Greek yogurt provides probiotics, which support gut health, a key player in managing inflammation. Choose unsweetened and organic if possible. Raspberries are low in sugar and high in fiber and vitamin C, offering strong antioxidant effects. Flax seeds are rich in ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3, and lignans, which have anti-inflammatory and hormone-balancing effects. Electric light bulb pro tip: if you're dairy sensitive, try unsweetened coconut or almond yogurt with added live cultures. Pot of food dinner: nourishment and recovery for body and brain. Example: turmeric spiced roasted chicken thighs or chickpea and vegetable stew. Side of steamed broccoli and cauliflower. Served with roasted sweet potato or brown rice. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it works. Chicken thighs, skin on, bone in, contain more zinc and collagen-supporting nutrients than chicken breast. Spice it with turmeric, garlic, black pepper, and ginger, a powerful anti-inflammatory combo. Chickpeas are fiber-rich and full of plant-based protein. They also support stable blood sugar and improve gut health. Turmeric, especially when combined with black pepper, helps activate curcumin, the active compound shown to reduce inflammatory cytokines and joint pain. Broccoli and cauliflower are cruciferous vegetables containing sulforaphane, a compound that activates detoxification pathways and reduces inflammation at the cellular level. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, a potent antioxidant that supports immune health, skin integrity, and eye health. Brown rice offers complex carbohydrates and magnesium to fuel your evening without spiking blood sugar. Electric light bulb pro tip: roast vegetables in olive oil and sprinkle with sesame seeds or hemp hearts for extra crunch and healthy fats. Drinks: hydration that heals. Hydration is often overlooked in anti-inflammatory nutrition, but it's critical for flushing toxins, lubricating joints, and keeping your skin and organs functioning optimally. Best options include filtered water with lemon or cucumber slices, golden milk made with turmeric, unsweetened almond milk, cinnamon, and a pinch of black pepper. Herbal teas like ginger, rooibos, peppermint, or chamomile, all of which have calming and anti-inflammatory properties. Green tea or matcha, especially in the morning or early afternoon. Bone broth, rich in collagen, glycine, and glutamine, all of which soothe the gut and reduce joint inflammation. Electric light bulb: avoid sugary drinks, soda, fruit juices with added sugar, and artificial sweeteners, which can all trigger gut inflammation and metabolic stress. Bringing it all together. By thoughtfully designing your plate with anti-inflammatory foods, you're not just managing symptoms, you're building a stronger, more resilient body from the inside out. This isn't a crash diet or a quick fix. It's a nourishing, sustainable lifestyle that supports healthy aging, mental clarity, mobility, and energy. Each meal is an opportunity to heal, to protect your joints, to nourish your brain, to reduce your risk of disease. Coming up next, we'll dive into anti-inflammatory superfoods, the specific ingredients that offer the biggest anti-inflammatory bang for your buck and how to incorporate them into your meals with ease. Chapter 6: Lifestyle Practices that Support an Anti-Inflammatory Diet. While what you eat is a cornerstone of reducing inflammation, it's not the only factor that matters. Chronic inflammation is a multifaceted problem influenced by a wide range of behaviors and environmental exposures. And as we age, our body becomes more sensitive to these external and internal stressors. That's why the most effective approach to calming chronic inflammation isn't just about overhauling your plate, it's about taking care of your entire life ecosystem. When paired with an anti-inflammatory diet, smart lifestyle habits can significantly lower your risk for heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune flare-ups, and neurodegenerative decline. Let's explore the most powerful, research-backed lifestyle practices that support your anti-inflammatory journey after 50. Run a #1. Move your body, regularly and intentionally. Physical activity is one of the most effective anti-inflammatory tools available, and it's completely free. Movement improves circulation, helps regulate blood sugar, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and supports immune function, all of which directly impact your inflammation levels. White-Checkmark recommended guidelines: 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic exercise per week. Example: brisk walking, swimming, cycling, dancing. At least 2 sessions per week of strength or resistance training. This could be light dumbbells, resistance bands, or even bodyweight exercises like squats and push-ups. Daily gentle movement, even light stretching, gardening, or walking your dog helps keep inflammation at bay. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it matters. Exercise lowers C-reactive protein, CRP, one of the primary markers of chronic inflammation. It increases levels of interleukin-10, Illinois-10, a molecule that helps resolve inflammation. It strengthens muscles and joints, which reduces strain and pain in aging bodies. Electric light bulb pro tip: if you sit for long periods, try movement snacks, short 5 to 10-minute walks or stretches every hour. Sleeping symbol 2. Prioritize high-quality sleep. Sleep is not passive rest, it's active healing. During sleep, your body detoxifies, repairs tissues, balances hormones, and resets the immune system. Poor sleep or chronic sleep deprivation can throw your immune system into chaos, ramping up inflammation and even increasing your risk for chronic disease. White-Checkmark sleep hygiene tips for inflammation control. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. Maintain a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Avoid screens at least 1 hour before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use a white noise machine or calming sounds if external noise disturbs you. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it matters. Inadequate sleep increases inflammatory markers like interleukin-6, Illinois-6, and tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF-alpha. Sleep disturbances are linked to elevated CRP levels and insulin resistance. Chronic poor sleep is associated with increased risk for Alzheimer's, arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and depression. Electric light bulb pro tip: magnesium-rich foods like almonds, spinach, and bananas, or a natural magnesium supplement, can help relax your body before bed. #3. Manage stress like your health depends on it, because it does. Emotional stress isn't just in your head, it has real physiological effects. When you're chronically stressed, your body releases excess cortisol and adrenaline, which suppress immune function and ignite inflammation across all systems. White-Checkmark stress-reducing strategies that work. Mindfulness meditation: just 10 to 15 minutes a day can lower cortisol levels and calm inflammation. Deep breathing exercises: try box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Gentle yoga or Tai Chi combines movement with breath and inner focus. Spending time in nature, forest bathing and green environments lower stress hormones and blood pressure. Creative expression: drawing, journaling, music, or dancing can help process emotions. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it matters. Stress directly increases pro-inflammatory cytokines like Illinois-6, CRP, and TNF-alpha. Chronic stress impairs sleep, digestion, and blood sugar regulation, creating a vicious inflammatory cycle. Stress can also lead to emotional eating, which may undo the benefits of your anti-inflammatory diet. Electric light bulb pro tip: make a stress emergency kit, a playlist of calming music, a short meditation app, a journal, and a list of positive affirmations, and use it regularly. No smoking symbol 4. Quit smoking, completely and forever. If you're still smoking, quitting is one of the most powerful steps you can take to reduce systemic inflammation. Tobacco smoke floods your body with free radicals, toxins, and inflammatory chemicals that harm every organ and accelerate aging. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it matters. Smoking raises CRP, TNF-alpha, and Illinois-6 levels. It damages blood vessels, promotes insulin resistance, and impairs immune function. Smoking worsens arthritis, heart disease, and lung conditions, all of which are inflammation-driven. Even secondhand smoke increases inflammatory responses in non-smokers. Electric light bulb pro tip: if quitting feels overwhelming, speak to your doctor about smoking cessation programs or nicotine replacement therapies. Every step toward quitting matters. 5. Reduce your toxic load, detox your environment. Environmental toxins can be silent drivers of inflammation. From the air you breathe to the water you drink, from household cleaners to personal care products, all of these can either support or sabotage your anti-inflammatory goals. White heavy check mark: how to reduce your toxic burden. Choose natural, fragrance-free cleaning products with ingredients like vinegar, baking soda, and Castile soap. Use glass, stainless steel, or BPA-free containers, especially for hot foods and drinks. Filter your drinking water with a high-quality filter, carbon block, or reverse osmosis. Ventilate your home and bring in indoor plants that naturally purify air, like peace lilies and snake plants. Switch to non-toxic skincare: look for products free of parabens, phthalates, and synthetic fragrances. Left-pointing magnifying glass: why it matters. Toxins like BPA, phthalates, and heavy metals are known endocrine disruptors that trigger inflammatory responses. These toxins can accumulate in body tissues and interfere with immune regulation, hormonal balance, and detox pathways. Electric light bulb pro tip: use the Think Dirty for EWG Skin Deep apps to check the safety of your household and personal care products. Counterclockwise arrows: the inflammation equation, it's about synergy. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be intentional. When you combine an anti-inflammatory diet with mindful movement, restorative sleep, stress mastery, toxin reduction, and smoke-free living, you create a synergy that amplifies every benefit. Your gut functions better. Your joints feel looser and less painful. Your mind becomes clearer. Your immune system becomes more resilient. And your risk for chronic disease drops dramatically. The takeaway? Inflammation isn't just about what you eat. It's about how you live. And the good news is, every single one of these habits is within your control. Chapter 7: Making the Transition After 50. Let's be honest, changing your diet and lifestyle after the age of 50 can feel intimidating. You've had decades of routines, go-to meals, comfort foods, and emotional attachments to certain dishes. But here's the truth: it's never too late to reclaim your health and vitality. In fact, making even small shifts at this stage of life can dramatically improve how you feel every day, with more energy, less joint pain, clearer thinking, and a more resilient body. The anti-inflammatory lifestyle isn't about restriction or deprivation. It's about nourishment, empowerment, and sustainable change. Here's how you can begin the transition with confidence, grace, and long-term success. Seedling 1. Start slow, but stay consistent. Trying to overhaul your entire kitchen overnight is a recipe for frustration. Instead, think evolution, not revolution. White heavy check mark: simple ways to ease in. Replace one inflammatory food each week. For example, swap margarine for avocado or olive oil, or switch from white bread to sprouted grain bread. Add before you subtract. Add more anti-inflammatory foods, like berries, leafy greens, and omega-3 rich seeds, before focusing on what to eliminate. Focus on patterns, not perfection. It's what you do most of the time that matters, not the occasional treat. Speech balloon. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything you need to change, just focus on one choice at a time. That small step creates momentum. Bento box 2. Meal prep. Set yourself up for success. One of the most powerful ways to stay on track is to plan and prepare in advance. When healthy meals and snacks are within reach, you're less likely to reach for processed, inflammatory options, especially when life gets busy or you're tired. White heavy checkmark practical meal prep tips. Cook in batches. Make a big pot of lentil soup, roasted vegetables, or grilled chicken on Sundays so you have leftovers. Keep grab-and-go foods ready. Pre-washed greens, sliced carrots, hummus, hard-boiled eggs, and nuts make it easy to eat well on the fly. Use glass containers. Store prepped meals in clear containers so you see what's available and avoid waste. Freeze smart. Make double portions and freeze extras for busy weeks. Electric light bulb pro tip: create a 3-day rotating anti-inflammatory meal plan. Once it becomes habit, you won't even have to think about it. Left-pointing magnifying glass 3. Learn to read labels and read between the lines. Many so-called healthy foods are packed with hidden inflammatory ingredients like added sugars, refined oils, and artificial additives. Becoming an informed label reader is one of the smartest skills you can develop. White heavy checkmark what to watch for. Sugar's many disguises. Look out for high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, cane juice, and syrups. Unhealthy oils. Avoid vegetable oils like soybean, corn, and cottonseed oils. Long, unpronounceable ingredient lists. If you can't recognize it, your body likely won't either. Sneaky preservatives, MSG, sodium nitrate, and artificial colors can all trigger inflammation. Speech balloon. If it has more than 5 ingredients and you can't pronounce most of them, it's probably not helping your health. Droplet 4. Stay hydrated. Water is the anti-inflammatory elixir. Water might not get as much attention as superfoods or supplements, but it plays a crucial role in fighting inflammation. Every cell, tissue, and organ in your body needs proper hydration to function optimally. White heavy checkmark why water matters. Helps flush toxins from the liver and kidneys. Improves digestion and nutrient absorption. Keeps joints lubricated and reduces stiffness. Supports lymphatic drainage and immune defense. White heavy checkmark tips for better hydration. Aim for 8 to 10 cups per day, more if you're active or in a hot climate. Start your day with a glass of water before coffee or tea. Add lemon, cucumber, or mint for flavor without sugar. Use a refillable bottle to track your intake throughout the day. Electric light bulb pro tip: if you're feeling fatigued, moody, or craving sweets, drink water first. Dehydration often mimics hunger or energy crashes. Pill 5. Supplement wisely, with purpose, not hype. While food should be your foundation, certain supplements can support your transition and help manage inflammation, especially after 50 when absorption rates and nutrient needs shift. White heavy checkmark. Consider these research-backed supplements. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA or DHA found in fish oil or algae oil, reduces joint inflammation, supports heart and brain health. Curcumin, turmeric extract, a potent anti-inflammatory compound, especially helpful for arthritis and gut health. Vitamin D, essential for immune regulation and inflammation control, levels often decline with age. Magnesium, helps relax muscles, support sleep, and modulate inflammation. Probiotics, promote gut balance, which is directly tied to inflammatory markers. White heavy checkmark supplement tips. Always choose third-party tested supplements from reputable brands. Take supplements with meals for better absorption, especially fat-soluble ones. Work with your healthcare provider to test your levels before starting high doses. Speech balloon supplements should fill the gaps, not be a substitute for real food. 6. Reframe your mindset. you're not losing, you're gaining. The psychological shift is just as important as the dietary shift. Instead of focusing on what you're giving up, focus on what you're gaining. More energy, less pain, better digestion, sharper thinking, deeper sleep, longer health span. White-heavy checkmark mindset strategies for long-term success. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Track how you feel, not just what you weigh. Surround yourself with positive influences, join a health-focused group or follow inspiring health content. Practice self-compassion, change is a journey, not a race. Speech balloon: you're not too old, too busy, or too set in your ways. You're just getting started. Final thoughts: your body is always listening. Every meal, every movement, every restful night of sleep, these are signals to your body. When you choose foods and habits that lower inflammation, you're telling your cells, I care. I want to heal. I'm investing in my future. And your body listens. Even after decades of inflammation, you can turn the tide. The journey after 50 isn't about chasing youth, it's about embracing vibrant longevity. The anti-inflammatory lifestyle helps you stay mobile, mentally sharp, emotionally resilient, and deeply connected to life. So start today, one step, one swap, one breath at a time. Your future self will thank you. Conclusion: chronic inflammation may be silent, but its impact on aging and quality of life is profound. The good news? You have the power to influence your body's inflammatory state every single day with the choices you make at the table. By prioritizing whole, nutrient-rich foods and minimizing inflammatory triggers, you can reduce your risk of disease, ease joint pain, improve energy, and support graceful, vibrant aging. Remember, it's never too late to feel better, live better, and thrive. Subscribe to Thrive Sphere for more empowering health strategies tailored for your journey after 50.